Welcome to a video. Right now it is currently 3:48 in the morning on Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope y'all will have a great day. Man, I have taken several retakes. I'm tired. I just want to give up, but I won't. I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to talk about my neighbor. I'm going to talk about the room status. I'm going to talk about what's next. I didn't fill out everything, so we might be going with the flow a little bit. Hopefully I'll get this through swiftly and smoothly because, man, I've taken several retakes and took up a lot of time already. I just gotta remember to be mindful, not to say anything that's unapproved or anything that provides too much information, because I do want to do live streaming, and if I say something like that, there's no way of turning back. And there's no such thing as retakes over and over. So, man, I gotta be 100% mindful to cut back on doing the retakes, and hopefully no retakes. Let's get started. I'm going to talk about the neighbor, then I'm going to talk about the room status, and lastly I'm going to talk about what's next. I didn't fill out everything, so pretty much we will be going with the flow on that one. About the neighbor, of course, I want to have a good parting with him to say goodbye when I did the oil change, I think on Monday. Right now we're on Friday. And he said it would be free the whole day. And then I said, can I come by at 9 or 10? Because I'll be too tired. I'm trying to clean up as much as I can. And all of a sudden he did a switcheroo and he says, no, come by at 8. I'm very busy. And I said, I'll try. Of course, I did get up, but then I was way too tired. So in my mind, I was like, forget it. And that's my goodbye to him. Just that time we saw each other, and that would be it. But interestingly enough, because in a way I did pray to have a peaceful parting with him. Guess what? I got that on the 27th, the last day, which was yesterday, that before he went to Vietnam. And came by, he was like, I've been trying to call you, but you're not picking up. And I was like, my number's still the same. But the thing was, Pinguo has a really cool security setup, very cool, that I did not know about. So when he called me, there was a lady saying to leave a prompt or something like that, or identify who it is, but he just hung up. And I said to him this time when they came up, I said, just say something. And then he was calling my name. And interestingly enough, that's when Pinguo started ringing and it wrote down what he said. And I was like, look, it went through and it wrote down what you said. I didn't know it would do that. And he didn't know it would do that. And I was like, wow, because he has an iPhone too, but I guess he has the older version. And I thought, wow, what a cool security system. That is so awesome. I wish Samsung would do something like that. That would be great. Anyways, we figured that out. And then I guess he wanted me to come over to hang out. So I did that. I didn't want to because I had, of course, too many things to do. I'm trying to clean up and get out of the house and get away from the tooth. But for him, I was like, you know what? I'll just let everything stop for the whole day. Stop and drop everything down and just hang out and chill with him. So that's what I did. And we hung out for quite some time. And I went over to his place, and all of a sudden he was like, you want to go get something to eat? And I left my wallet at home because I thought we were just going to hang out at his place and I was going to come back and clean. And I said, wow, I forgot my wallet. He's like, you know what, forget about your wallet. I wanted to take you out to go eat. And I was like, okay, why not? So when he drove me to I guess we were looking for a restaurant because I'm vegetarian. And we also didn't know it was Thanksgiving until we saw like the places were kind of packed. And our drive, because we didn't know a place, and then all of a sudden he thought about the Vietnamese sandwich place because they would have vegetarian food. They have the vegetarian sandwich, and we went there. And while we were going there, he he was talking about Vietnam, how he's going to go there, things like that. And then I said to him, I know it sounds strange. I told him, you know what, I love you, and I'm going to tell you very directly because I care. And I'm going to be very frank, and I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I just want to let you know that I love you, and we won't be seeing each other anymore. This is going to be our last time seeing each other. And something about him changed. And then he just switched, and he just kept talking about, I have so many projects in the state. Come over there, move there, and live with me. And, you know, we'll work on this and that, or we could go to this state, we'll work this and that. And then he just kept talking about this. And then I said to him, again, really softly and kindly, I said, you know, I'm, you know, because I love you, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. And I'm not going to pretend that I'll be here or stay. I'm letting you know this is going to be our last time. You know, I genuinely care about you. I'm letting you know this is it. And then he was like, there's no such thing like that. You shouldn't think like that. This and that. And I just kept quiet because, of course, I didn't want to do like a twisted truth saying that I will do it but not kind of thing. And I just, you know, kept quiet. I just let him talk, and he was talking about all these things, what he wanted to do, all these projects, and how I could help him out and how he would pay me. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. And because he also knows that I want to get out of California, so he knows that I'm looking for other states. And yeah, I just kept talking about it. So we had our meal, and we had a good chat. I tried to change the subject. I talked about Pingguo, and he got really happy about it because, of course, he's an Apple user. And I told him the reason why this guy is special because he has a SIM card, and he was like, I want one too. I want one with a SIM card. And I said, you could get one with a SIM card, but it just can't be the one from America because only America requires the eSIM. So, and I said to him, well, if you go to Vietnam, you can get that version because, you know, it has a SIM. And just make sure it's unlocked. That's all. Yeah, so he was very happy. I'm glad I was able to digress the subject because, man, it just got more sad and sad when I was talking to him because I was trying to keep in a happy mood, you know, be a happy, peaceful goodbye kind of thing. So everything was done. We went back to his house, and his daughter was home, and then he was telling his daughter about projects and how she should give me the key and then for me to head out to the States first. And I said to her directly, hey, I just want to let you know I love your dad. And I told him the truth that I won't be seeing you guys anymore. And I just want to let you know I don't want to push it. I don't want to say anything that's false or, you know, a twisted truth or anything like that. I was very direct, very kind. And then she did the same thing as he did. It was like, no, there's places we own houses here, we own a house there. You can fix it up, you know, you can check it out, stay there if you need a place. And then I just said, you know what, the reason why I'm being very frank is because I care, and I really do love your dad because he treated me very kindly, and I'm very grateful. He taught me things that I didn't know, and you know, like, I care. So that's why I'm not sugarcoating anything. I'm just, this is it. They're like, why? And I did let them know I want to start new faces, new everything, new connections, new personal relationship, just nothing with the old anymore. And of course they're at why, and then the thing is, I was like, I don't want to know anyone that has a connection with the tooth. And they were like telling me, no, you know, we haven't talked to her ever since that disease back in, I think, 2017 or 18. We haven't talked to her ever since. And I said, well, she's the one that introduced me to you guys, and I don't want any memories of it. I just want it to be gone. And she was like, no, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't be like that. You should always keep in touch, keep in contact. And there's nothing I could say because I already said it. I want no connections with the tooth. I want to start a new life. Don't want to look back. Everything fresh. But of course, I didn't argue with them. I just kept quiet. And I said, I have to leave because I have to clean up. I have to move out pretty soon. Like, okay. So I said to the neighbor I was cool with, hey, I really love you. You're like a dad. And I gave him a hug. And I said goodbye. And he was like, okay, when I get back, we're going to go to Washington and we're going to go here. We're going to do this project. I just kept quiet. And I said goodbye. And then I just left. So that was it. I went back to the house. And of course, Tooth was in the house pushing them buttons. And I remember the commenter I enjoy reading. He says, if you don't have nothing to say, don't say it at all and just walk away. And he's right. Just keep the peace because I'm very happy I got a peaceful parting with the neighbor I thought I was cool with. And I hope I could do the same with the Tooth. I hope. But who knows? We shall see, right? So yeah, that's the goodbye with the neighbor. I'm going to talk about the room status. Right now it's looking pretty bad right now on the surface, but below the surface things are cleaned up, which is great. So we are making progress. I would say I'm about 70%, maybe 75, maybe, because I did start working on the clothes because I try to consolidate 2 boxes of clothes into one. Unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. So it's instead of 2 boxes, it's actually 1.5. I gotta probably get rid of more stuff because I have suits in there. I have expensive clothes in there. But the thing is, when I'm thinking about it, am I going to wear it? Probably not. Should probably just give it away. Because when I worked in the IT, I had to wear suits. So I had like dress clothes. I have like 2 suits and all the rest were dress clothes. And they were name brand, of course. Name brand. And they cost a lot of money. But the thing is, right now it doesn't even mean anything. And plus I will probably never work in a corporate job ever again. Do I need it? Probably not. So I should consider probably letting all those go. That'll probably take half the box instead of a full box. But who knows? Anyways, I still haven't gone through my old gear, which I have a big box load. Actually, 1 box like this and another small box like this. I still have data from my phone, my Note 10. I need to buy a new screen protector because I was hoping I could use that screen because it has a crack on the side. But the problem is it's lost its, I left it on the other side. It's lost its functionality. So when I touch it, it's not really registering and I have to push it in very hard. And that's not going to work when I do the Uber Eats. For those that don't know, it's a food delivery service. And I have to carry food one hand and carry the phone. And I need the phone to be perfect. Just one swipe, one button press, or just a quick type to the customer. And that's it. I don't want to be there trying to press the button, make sure that it goes through or it slips, or I try to cancel order or try to accept the order and it doesn't go through because I have to press it a certain way or a certain angle, because that's what's happening right now. And I could remove the cover, but the reason why I don't want to do that because when I'm doing the delivery, I will drop my phones, and if it drops, the screen will crack. So it's better to have a screen protector crack than to have the actual screen crack. And it has saved me a couple times. And it's actually a grace because those things are like only, I think, less than $20. That's a lot better than going out there having fixed for like 100. So yeah. Anyways, that's that. Tomorrow was the other thing, I guess I'm going to talk about what's next, right? Yeah, I'm going to talk about what's next. So I was going to do the, fill out the app and turn it in today, but I forgot it's Friday. I don't think the place I'll go to be open. They'll probably have a long weekend holiday because I didn't realize yesterday was Thanksgiving. And then, of course, people, I'm pretty sure they're going to take up the day off on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, have a super long weekend, which is cool. I get it. And plus, there's not a lot of work anyways, right? Or so it seems. So on Monday, I'm going to have to turn in the app, which I did not fill out yet. I'm going to have to do that. I probably have to look for a storage right away to see the spacing, how it's going to be like, how many boxes I could put in to have, so I can gauge if I have to put away more stuff. Because if I could just put everything to the spot, not think about it, I'll do that. Then I don't have to worry about getting rid of stuff, and I'll take a load off. But if it's a tight spot, then yeah, I'm gonna have to work even harder to get rid of more stuff. So the car stuff is cool. The camera gear for videoing, cool. Those are things I don't have to think about that. Oh yeah, the sawv bag. I finally got an update, I think a couple days ago. So she did send it out, and the expected date is on December 10th, which is okay. That's the time where I plan to move out already, and I won't see the new people, which is they're coming here on the 15th. So yeah, that is it. So tomorrow I will be cleaning. I did the clothes, so I'm going to work on my gear tomorrow, and if I finish the gear soon, then I'll go back to the clothes, see what I could do, and then I'm going to fill out the application, and then I'm going to have to start looking for storage space online, and then on Monday, that's when I'll go turn in the form, get the map, get the address, and then look for storage, and then book a date. I'll probably book it on the 10th or the 11th, just before the people move in. And then, yeah, there are other things I gotta do. I also want to talk about my debt, because for those that have watched my old video will know it's a huge amount, and I want to share my, I guess, a little battle plan, and see if, I don't know, get some tips or suggestions. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Right now we're almost 20 minutes in. I try to keep it short. So yeah, that is it. It's 4:06 right now. Man, I'll be sleeping probably almost 5 again. I hate it. I can never sleep early. I'm tired. Things could have been done earlier if that tooth went to sleep earlier, but she didn't. She was out and about. I don't know what she was doing, because usually at 7 or 8 o'clock she would go into her room and do her thing. Then I could go out and do my thing, because I really don't want to see her, because when she starts seeing something or speaking, because words, they hurt, they leave scars, probably permanent scars. It's not like being physically hit. It hurts spiritually, mentally, spiritually. So I'm trying to avoid that, because I'm already stressed out getting things ready when you have been working for a couple weeks already, or a week or more than that. So yeah, I got a lot of things to think about. Anyways, I apologize for dragging it too long. That's all I have for this video. I hope it's been enjoyable. If you are new and enjoy the content, or just want to join along the journey, please consider helping me out with a like, a comment, a share, and if you're not subscribed, to subscribe. And to all my returning viewers, thank you so much for your support. I'm very grateful. I do want to let everyone know any interaction with the video will help out the channel's algorithm. And yeah, that is it. Until the next video, the Most High willing. Hallelujah and Sinji Dua. And I forgot to say thank you everyone that watched the video all the way through. Until the next. Hallelujah.